So hello everyone, I'm Tofu, welcome back to Californee, my western ghost town themed island, and today we're doing a build video. Obviously, you've already seen me put an incline and a bridge up, and then I've also put the museum in place, so let's go to the area that we're doing the build in, shall we? So naturally it will be jumping off of this previous build that I've done with the deep dark pits or the tar pits depending on what your view is. We've got the bridge here, and I do plan to put a home here. I'm thinking Lucky, honestly, once I finally get him, because it makes sense with all these giant pits and things that the injured miner thing would live kind of close by. But anyway, this is the area we're going to be building in, so I will just quickly pop and show the whole thing off. So we've got these paths leading up to the museum. See this little pit here as well, and then this little section leading onto the beach. I haven't actually done much as far as beach designs on this island so far, so this will be the first one I've done. It will be relatively basic, but you know, it's fine, we've got to start somewhere. But let's get rolling. So the first thing I must say is that I actually wanted this done a little bit kind of earlier than I had planned. Or like, you know, I'm doing this over the weekend. I wanted it done a little bit before that. However, unfortunately, our little one has got quite ill. And every now and again is vomiting, and they're not sleeping particularly well, and that kind of thing just throws all your plans out the window, honestly. Like, me and Mumsy aren't sleeping well as a result. Like, sometimes we're waking up at like, you know, 4 or 5 in the morning for several hours and then having to go back to sleep when we get the chance. It's not a fun time. But there you go, that's kids for you, I suppose. But yeah. Right, I'm going to move on to this little section here, and the first thing we're going to do is put down a bush before I block it off. So I really wish that you could put sand all the way up to the edges, especially if you've got these beautiful curves. But yeah, it's just an issue that we have to deal with, which, you know, it's not the biggest problem, but it would be nice for Nintendo to fix that in the next game, providing that we obviously have some kind of terraforming available. But doing my handy little trick of the retro transportation stops made to look like some kind of shed or like a little outhousey type building. And I love the rusty variant. Obviously it works so well for any kind of dilapidated or like, you know, ghost town theme. Yeah, this is just going to be like almost a little, I guess, checkpoint or something like that, where you get people just kind of staying here, and they would double check random people just coming over the bridge, maybe coming this way. All good. And naturally I have to put down some wheat fields because, you know, that's my jam. Always do that. It's like my favourite item in the entire game. And we're definitely going to be mixing up plenty of fences, so yep, expect to see just quite the mix, honestly. But I had this little idea just for this little pit here. Obviously I'll be showing off what I'll be doing with that in a minute, or once I deplete my the furniture that's in my inventory. But yeah, I had this little idea just pretty quickly, honestly, when it came to like the museum build. I wanted this little kind of excavation site, like, you know, just showing off what they do in the museum. And I found that amazing code that makes it look like the pit or like the tar pit or whatever. And yeah, I just thought it would work absolutely perfectly. And I have a cactus, and I'm going to throw that over here. Just trying to, you know, block off a little bit of the green that we have going. All good. So, as I'm sure many people are aware, if you have watched my videos before, you know that I do planning. So obviously I put down all the codes, I do the builds off of camera, completely dismantle it all after I've taken photos, and then I work from the reference photos on my phone. So yeah, generally speaking, it goes pretty smoothly and everything goes to plan. Not always the case, must admit, but you know, I try to make it as painless as possible. Right, that being said, we want a wheat field here. Can I get that bush there, or do I need to push... No, I need to push the wheat field back, put the bush there. See, another little issue here. That's what I mean about it not going like 100% smooth, but yeah, for the most part, it's pretty good. Or I like to think so. Obviously, you guys would have to be the proper judge of that. Cool. Right, we have decorative bottles and then just a few items of like fence and things like that. Right then, the decorative bottles. You know what? Actually, I'm going to do that later. I need to put the fencing around this pit first, so let's do all the fencing first. Because it would be an absolute pain to then try and have to dodge that particular bottle. And that needs to be a little bit closer because I like mixing the corrugated iron fence with the rusty variant as well. Again, just giving that kind of a, you know, idea that it is just not really been cared for. That being said, I'm actually struggling because then it's pinged off and now I don't know which one's which. Let's take a risk. Wrong one. Cool. Right, I'm getting there. Slowly getting there. Brilliant. Right, let's move on to the next little bit of fencing. And we're going to go with some barbed wire. Must say, massive thank you to everyone that has watched the villager hunt I did previously, looking for Rosie, Kiki or Lolly. Didn't quite go to plan, but we managed to get a decent villager, so, you know, I can't be too upset. Won't spoil it for anyone that hasn't watched it, but yeah, if that's your jam, then feel free to check it out. Just quickly fence off this little bit area here, and then we'll gather a load more furniture and obviously get this bit sorted. I really do wish that they would allow you to just put some tiles underneath like the museum or like nooks, cranny and things, because, you know, I want it obviously very desert, like very western desert feeling, and then you've just got this patch of grass. And like I get it for like here, obviously there needs to be some kind of border, and then I just try and hide up the little corners where I do curves and things, but why can't I put like sand here? There is enough room. And then you can put codes and things under your own house, but it doesn't allow it for that. It just seems very kind of asinine. But anyway, enough complaining. More barbed wire, because we love a bit of barbed wire in the Western Ghost Town theme. And we're nearly done, so just need to mix up our corrugated iron. I don't want it that close because I'm going to just put an item down there that will kind of hide a little bit of that green. Again, mix up the fencing so that it's not all uniform. Obviously, parts of it are going to rust quicker than others. And then we'll throw down those bottles that I had previously. So anywhere around here will do. Cool, fantastic. Right, I'm going to run off and obviously grab more items, so see you in 2 seconds. Okay, so part 2 Electric Boogaloo. We move down into the pit and we're going to throw down a couple of fossils. So this is something that I only ever really have done once, and that was on All Sheep Island. But like I said, I've had this idea for a little while when it comes to the museum build on this island. And I wanted to make it seem like there was this like abyss or tar pit, and then they've managed to recover just a fully intact skeleton. So I'm trying to hide the base, obviously with the fencing, and I think the fencing does quite a good job, honestly. And then we're just going to throw a couple of these fossils down just like this. So again, it makes it look like there's just a few little bits and bobs just kind of poking out of the tar or the abyss. I'm guessing I'm thinking more it's tar, honestly, at this point. But yeah, the code is just like so good, and I love it. Absolutely. It's just, yeah, chef's kiss, moi, absolutely fantastic. And whoever made it is just super talented. Right, that being said though, let's obviously move these little bits of items around. I do want it to feel like it is a digging site, like, you know, it is actively being used. Or certainly was being used before the town then kind of seemingly got abandoned. But yeah, all good. Right, let's move on to this little area right next to the museum. And I wanted this to just have a bit of a ruins feel. So that's what we're going to be doing. I took a reference photo for this, and actually it's not the best of angles I've chosen for myself, which is kind of dumb. But there we go, we live and learn. Ruined arches, so we'll push that there.
One eternity later.
See, when I did the planning, I didn't have the museum there, so it wasn't as painful as this. That's a bit better though, so let's put this arch down now. Push it so it's not totally symmetrical. We'll try to, but it's failing. Dear. It's fine, it's fine. We'll roll with it. Like I said, the museum wasn't there, so it wasn't causing the aggro that suddenly I'm finding myself in. But, you know, it's fine. All is good, really. As far as stress goes, it's, yeah, not the biggest deal, really, is it? To have to just move things like half a tile. There's something about these ruins, though, that really kind of bothering me when it comes to the placement. I'm not sure why I'm struggling. I'm going to blame it on the museum, but, you know, it's probably just my incompetence. Okay, stone tablet in the middle. Adds a little bit of mystery. We're obviously going to put down some wheat fields, again, just giving that nice overgrown feeling. There we go. I wanted to pick up the wheat field just to move it a bit closer, but again, failing, because, you know, I'm just a fool. Things like this make me feel like I'm a noob. I've been playing this game since it released. Okay, did that make a difference? Who actually knows? But we're rolling with it, it's fine. Let's carry on. Okay. So we've got these ruins, obviously right next to the museum. It feels like the museum would be placed around something so architecturally important. And then obviously you've got this pit here, right in front, where they found these various skeletons and, yeah, fossils and bones and things. So, in my head that makes sense. Now, admittedly, I didn't account for where the stairs start. So, I did actually have the bush here. So, I am going to have to just move a few things around. Again, it seems to be this particular area that's causing me all the trouble. But again, we can improvise, so it's fine. We've got this beautiful barrel that I love oh so much, especially for any kind of rundown or like the Western themed island. It worked fantastically for my crime island as well. And we've got a cactus, so let's just put that around here. Give it a little spin. Perfect. Right then, we have a few random items as well, so let's just put the pirate barrel kind of here. But I'm standing too close to the fence, because of course I am. Right, we're going to push that up. And then a little cactus set. Obviously, it doesn't make sense that you would have little potted cactuses around, but cacti I should say. But it adds to the Western theme, and I just love the item. So, you know, we're going to roll with it. Random weed can live here. And then we've got another wheat field, which I'm going to try and block up this little patch of sand if I can. Perfect. Now I'm trying to very carefully just inch forward so I can put the bug down where I want it to go. I'm going to put this grass standee here and just add a slight splash of colour. Naturally, I've gone with the orange variant because I think it makes sense in the sandy desert. And then I've got a few random bits and bobs just to place down. So, grass standee, where was that? I think that was over here. So I guess we're just putting a few items down around this pit still. If I've got a barrel anywhere, I do. So, yep. Just block off that corner. Safety first. When you've got just like, you know, open ladders to a just a horrible tar pit. But it's fine. We're rolling with it. That seems to be my phrase of the day, apparently. That or just me failing. Another cactus. Let's just give it a little spin. So it looks a little bit different from some of the others that we've seen so far. I think that's probably the best way to go. I've got a termite mound to live in this space here. Again, trying to block up that little patch of green. And then we'll put some white mums here. And some yellow hyacinth buds here. Oh, it's actually turned into a full plant. That's fine. Right. One last final push. I'm going to grab some more items and we'll work on the beach area. So, see you in a second. Okay, so final push. So, let's get this done. So, like I've done previously with these particular train track design codes, I'm going to be putting a cave in front of it and then using mining carts to make it seem like obviously it was a mining town after all. And yeah, that's where they're doing their excavating from. By the way, I haven't mentioned it already, but yeah, all the codes I've used on this island will be in the description below, so if you want to check out any of them, then feel free and yeah, obviously use them up on your islands, because yeah, they're just fantastic. Right. Like I said previously, this is going to be a very basic kind of design when it comes to the beach, but this is the first beach I've really touched on this island, so yeah, I think for the most part I'm going to try and keep them relatively basic, if I can, anyway. I kind of struggle with the beach spaces a lot of the time, just, you know, obviously it's all good because of these little lips when it comes to the grass and then like the land. And then you can't put fences down like properly, so you can't like actually separate the yeah, the beach from the like grass or whatever you're doing. In this case, obviously, it will be desert for me. But yeah, it's just another little thing that I think Nintendo could work on, but it's very minor complaints from me. Obviously, I love this game so much, so yeah. Take these, I guess, complaints with a little pinch of salt. Right, an item I have never used before, but I think it kind of makes sense here. So, I want that probably... Can I move it back? I swear I had it a little bit further back last time when I was doing my reference photos. Certainly not that way. There we go. So, I've never used the volcano, because I always thought it only really fits in like tropical or jungle themes, and yeah, I just wanted to use it, honestly. I think it kind of works if you imagine it to be like this pile of just, I don't know, just various bits of earth and things that have been dug up from the cave, and then they've just made this like huge pile. So if you do it like that, it just looks like a pile of yeah, dirt, especially next to the termite mound as well, which, yeah, I think it gives off the illusion. But the fun thing is, obviously, with the volcano item, you can interact with it and make it shoot out fire if that is your desire, your wish. I'm really struggling with this tyre placement. There we go. Was that so hard? I don't know what it is about this particular build. I'm just really struggling with it. I'm trying to show off the fire. There's a little bit. There we go. In all its majesty. That was well worth it, wasn't it? Anyway, let's put down this remaining palm tree. Coconut tree, I should say. And then we've got just a few little bits and bobs. So I'm going to put a grass standee probably over here. Spin it the right way, obviously, so you can see it. If it allows me, it doesn't, because... yeah. I swear I'm not a noob, guys. Honestly, I've been playing this game for ages. I know how to game. Right, cool. Nearly there. We've got trash bags, just adding to that feeling that this is just an area where they're dumping their rubbish and various bits of tap that they don't actually want from the mining process. And then good old trusty wheat field. A little bit closer, because of course I do. And we've also got a couple of weeds and a little bit of fencing. So that will be the last things we put down. Right, the wheat fields are finally in a place where I want them to be. I'm going to put down a weed kind of in the middle here. And then I guess we'll put one over here next to this palm tree as well. Cool. I will have to go around and put down an invisible tile just so they don't spread, because the weeds definitely spread on the beach. It's always a thing you forget about, and then boom, next time you go to the beach it's just absolutely jam-packed with weeds, and it's just another little hassle that you don't need from, yeah, literally 2 seconds worth of work. Cool. And now we've got a little bit of extra fencing, so I guess I'll just try and put some here and try and block off a little bit of that grassy patch that I don't really like in front of the museum. Kind of did the same with Nook's cranny, but I did that off camera. But yeah, we'll put the grass standee just in front of the fence. See if we can push it back a little bit more. No, that's fine. Yeah, let's show off the entire build in all its glory. So we'll start off from my saloon build, which I've done previously. See, I extended the saloon so that you can see a little bit of the inner workings, and then we've got these giant tar pits, my mining areas. Like I said, I do plan to have Lucky, and he will be living here. He's the injured miner that obviously got hurt and covered in bandages and was working on these areas. That's my headcanon for him. Across the bridge, up the ladder, and then obviously we've got this little excavation site with the skeletons and fossils and bones and things. Plenty of western kind of theming going on, as you would expect with it being a western themed island, naturally. Got these ruins right next to the museum. Everything's looking good, in my opinion. And then we run down here and we've got another little space for just various mining equipment and yeah, obviously the byproducts of that. So all good. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't done already. As for my next few videos, I'm going to be doing a villager hunt on this island, and if I can pull my finger out, I'll be designing a little bit more of the rainbow themed island as well. But until next time, I want to say massive thank you, hope to see you there, and of course, have a good one. Cheers guys, much love.